Alrighty, Doc here from North America. The numbers are coming out. The PPI is coming out. Stocks are moving a little bit down from there, but nothing major. We see that the ECB raised rates a quarter percentage point. Overall, not too bad. Look, we know inflation is kicking up, and it's not going to stop because this is the policy of our government at the moment. They want inflation, so that's what we have, and that's the way it's going to be. But anyway, let's lower the volume in here at the same time. Yep, all higher numbers, which we've been warning everybody here for a couple of months now that it's going to turn here in August and September. It has to turn, and it has turned, and that's the pressure we see at the moment. It sounds like the refrigerator door is open. Hold on one second. I hear it singing. I must have not shut it totally. Well, it's shut now. So anyway, yes, inflation is here. It's not going away. It just goes up slower sometimes, faster at other times. And you can see on the dollar index. Let's see, where's it at? Right there. Let's remove these at the moment. Overall sales, SA, nice, up 0.6. Yep. Sales ex autos up. And sales of X, okay, down, and then we had wholesale trade numbers up. So that pressure is on, and you can see the dollar index still holding strength, making another high. The signal basically is that the interest rates are going to rise. I mean, they may not rise enormously, but they're going to rise. And as you can see here on our new platform right here, which I was texted by my son. It will be up and running, I believe, we're running the first beta, and the second beta should be turned on over the next 24 hours or less. And then from there, things are really going to start to get interesting. All right, so from there, you see it's got a little green dot going on here. We can do this too, like that. You can see it's trying to lift up. And you can see here it's trying to lift up when we go like this. It's pushing up. Yesterday was in the sell, but today it's pushing into the buy. So at this moment in time, the pressure is on everywhere. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It is on everywhere. Pairs trades are just a small bit of weakness constantly. It's not big, it's just small, steady weakness. And as you can see in the dollar index here, and you can see it here. Let's take a look at the weekly. And you can see the weekly's been in a weekly buy for a while. And then when we go over to here, let's see, right there. There's the dollar index again. Right there. They're digging in there. They're starting to see a little pressure more on the CPI for next month already. So you can see here, it's not exploding. It's just firm, and it just doesn't stop. That's what it comes down to. It's just steady. A steady burn, I guess you could say, or it's like a steady throb. August PPI 1.6. Okay. Okay. So I'm looking at these numbers they're throwing up on the screen, and it's consistent. They have a whole group of people trying to talk about this. It'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. This is fun because one of the leftist economists is up there with a lot of adult supervision, basically. As they gave him a chance to speak first. All right. So from there, let's take a look at the euro. Let's see what the euro's up to this morning. Let's see. Right there. There we go. Now let's get it up on J4X. Right there. So you can see that. Now, that's kind of impressive in many ways, that big, long drop. Let's put the weekly in there just to try to get a perspective. And when you look at it that way, it looks like it's getting towards the bottom of its range and getting ready to turn up again. There we go. As you can see there, on the daily, it pushed down at one point. I guess that's when they raised the interest rate. Well, you would have thought that they would have bought euros at that point. You would think that the euros would be, being reached for because they raised the quarter point overnight. Let's see. No, looking at it here, this is interesting. Let's show it to you. There's a real little dip really developing. It's hard to believe that they were breaking that, but it's that slow, steady burn. We're going to see quarter point increases somewhere along the line now over the next 3 months. So the markets, the products themselves have to reflect it on some level, and then from there, we'll see how this is a very volatile period, with a government that seems to be out of control here in the States, and the election's coming up in 12 months. So, the primaries, what'll be fascinating is what happens if Joe can't win some primaries. That's the bigger question. That will be a real freak out for them. They'll be in total disarray. It's the energies basically, and our government is cutting back on production. That's so strange. So it's a government policy to have inflation. That's why we say that. It's very confusing. Brent up $1.32 and West Texas up $1.40. All right. So you can see there with the euro. Let's see what let's go over to the cable. I want to see what the cable's up to. And we should have our new data feed for currencies tomorrow too. I'm looking forward to that. There it is right there. You can see second day in a sell here. You see it there, right there, and right there. And our weekly has been in a sell when it comes to the let's show you that right there. You see that pressure, and it went into the sell there yesterday. Let's put it up over here. They're really trying to make a case here that consumer strength is very weak. That's the thing that they were hoping China could replace. They thought that maybe their consumers could start to consume, and that would pull the world. But people were starting to learn that China is just like another colony or something like that. I don't know. It's definitely not a leading nation, that's for sure. It needs to be able to produce product to sell to people. and it's really can't. It doesn't seem to be able to generate any interest on it in its homeland itself. Where are we at? We're trying to get to the cable. So where's the cable? Right there. There's the cable. As you can see there, that's doing the same thing. That's slow, steady slide. And let's put it up over here. Right there. There we are. You see that weakness there. Now what's interesting is that it didn't make it into the cell here. Oh, it is in the cell. Okay, that's it. So it's in the cell for these days now. So all the way back in here, it's been gliding down. And we really thought this, excuse me, I thought this Fibonacci line was going to do some holding up a little bit stronger. It seems like it's breaking down a little bit at this point. I guess you could look at this low right here and figure that we're not seeing that broke yet. If that breaks, then maybe we're really misinterpreting this, and it's going to get worse. I keep on thinking this is the dead cat bounce for the dollar, and it's acting stronger and stronger. So August retail sales was up 0.6 versus a 2.2 estimate. What a strange era we're in. Retail sales year over year was up 2.5%. Wow, ground beef is up. What's this? This is for August a year ago. Ground beef up about 3%. Bacon down. Milk. Okay, I said rice up. They're showing a lot of products, trying to figure out how much action we're seeing in all these areas. Huh. All right. From there, we'll go over to the Swiss. See what the Swiss is up to. There's dollar Swiss right there on J4X. Let's put it up over here. Right there. So it's moving up more also. Still moving up with that buy. It's been going on for, what's that, 10 days now? 3, 6. This is the 10th day. And like I said, I myself thought we were going to see more of a dead cat bounce, and we're not getting it. We're getting the opposite. We're seeing these weeklies hold up in the trend. We're seeing the dailies hold up in the trend. So, I don't know if there's any other way of describing it, but very, very, very delicate time period right now. Huh. Interesting. They're really looking at a lot of different things. They're looking at the student loans and the debt there, and then how they're going to be starting to go back online again. They're looking what that's going to do to the retail sales. All right. Now from there, let's go to the Japanese yen. And there's yen holding firm, not exploding, but they're holding firm. And that seems to be the case everywhere at this point. Pairs trades are just mildly weak from this strength. Mildly. It's not a very deep situation. All right. Now from let's put it up on J4X too. Right there, there's J4X. A couple days in the buy, and you see the fastest trading at 73 and the slow at 64. So we're watching closely, thinking that we're going to see a little bit higher areas. Keep on thinking we might see like 149 and change, maybe 150. It's probably like a range bound thing, and I imagine Remember, we're only what was it, less than 3 months, or 4 months? I guess we're almost a little under 4 months to the first primary. So the election will be starting in under 4 months now, and those primary races are going to be very fascinating. If they, if they start to rebel against Joe, the markets are going to be very, very strong. And if they support Joe, then they're going to be sideways. But they'll be watching the numbers. Analysts will be watching those numbers. They'll be trying to anticipate. If Joe starts to have problems in the primaries, it's going to be, the markets are going to start to look forward to growth again and a better economy back to the Trump years. Someone's talking about Bank of Japan. We're talking about the carry trade on the yen. Okay, so that's what they're saying. They're suggesting that the Bank of Japan may slow down on supporting that pairs trade, the yen pairs trade. So the carry trade itself. And that's an interesting point of view. We've been thinking something like that here. We haven't said it until just now, but that's what they're interpreting it as is the carry trade itself, which has been a strong carry trade for decades, may be coming to the end. That's what she's suggesting with this new chairman. Oh, Jamie Dimon is saying something. To say that the consumer is strong today, meaning that you are going to have a booming environment for a year, is a huge mistake. Yeah, I don't think that the only way this economy can start to lift is if it shows that Mr. Biden is not going to be around for the next election. That's the only way I can see it. In other words, he retires or does something, goes off and and announces he's not going to run, or something of that nature. They're trying to compare why we saw inflation back off for a while. So in other words, inflation had slowed, not increasing at a very high rate, but at a slower rate, and now it's turning around again. Interesting. All right, from there, let's jump over to the Euro Turkish lira right there. You can see they're flirting with the daily sell as we speak and playing with that weekly buy. There you go. They're trying to figure out what the narrative will be for the Federal Reserve next week. That seems crazy. They're saying that the market is pricing in 4 Fed cuts in 24. I just don't see that. I just don't see that at all. That would be astonishing if they cut 4 times for the election. That would be astonishing. Maybe that's what they're going to do. We've seen the FBI corrupted. We've seen the Department of Justice corrupted. We've seen for years the Federal Reserve corrupted. Maybe that's what they're going to do. They're just going to start lowering rates. Maybe they know something we don't, politically. Maybe that's really going to be the recipe of it all. That'd be interesting. All right. And there is the Turkish lira. Let's get it up on J4X. What's this? The European Central Bank is doing something as we speak. The deposit rate was raised 25%. They're lowering their growth expectations now. There's talk now. People are talking about what we talked about and used it as a headline a couple days ago. Stagflation. That has been my concern, is that we're going to move into stagflation. Let's get the Euro Turkish Lira up on this too, the new platform right there. And you see there, you see that consistent selling. Much more weaker. You see we're in a weekly buy now for a second week, which is interesting. And you can see all the pressure from the short term. What an interesting spike that was today. Where'd they take that up to? Interesting. Because I would assume that is all-time highs right there. No. It's very close. That might be very close to the all-time high. Interesting analyzation today, because the numbers have been between the CPI 2 days ago and the PPI today. It really is shaking the narrative, I guess you could say. In other words, the opinion that we're breaking into a positive time. Huh. All right, and so there's the Turkish lira. Oh, we didn't get it up on J4X. Right there. The fast is at 64 and the slow is at 70, so it's pushing into the sell, just like we're having here, both on the new platform and the old platform. So they're pressing it all at this point. I've been thinking that if this thing closes in a weekly buy, this is the beginning of another move towards all-time highs in the product. Oh, that was the end of my tea, so that's fine. Let's see, where do I adjust from here? All right, from here we'll slide over to we'll slide over to the South African Rand, and we'll start looking at the metals complex. There's the South African Rand. See, it's lifting up a little bit. It's been on a little slide here. We've not seen gold, though, join in with that, which has been very disappointing. Let's see if we can put gold up on here. Right there. Unfortunately, with that slide here, with the South African Rand, and here's gold. Gold has moved down when it should have moved up, and that is curious. When you see the South African Rand over here moving down, normally you see gold move up, but instead over here we've seen is gold has only found a way to go down, not up. Now, yesterday, or I guess it's today, they're popping it. Let's go over and check this out. There we are. I'm not sure why that's doing that. Maybe I have to go put in the other gold. Here it is. Let's do that one. That's better. There we are. So there's the gold. The gold has been moving down, and we're not getting. And the South African Rand has been finding ways to move down, which is odd. They usually work together. Let's look at it on J4X. Yeah, there it is. There's the gold. So they're losing confidence in certain things. It's hard to believe. We're going into inflation more and more. In other words, inflation's not a minus, it's a plus still. So it's just not going up as fast. But what we're seeing is we're just seeing nobody really reach for the gold. And we've seen that really crazy flip-flop we saw with, show it to you, with the Bitcoin, you know. Bitcoin really showed itself really oddly. Let's see, who's this? Fine with me. Any day. Good. There we go. All right. One of my board meetings is being canceled for another date. So there's the front month gold, and it's just working its way down. Now, let's take a peek. You can see the same thing on J4X. We got the gold, and it's just working its way down. And then when we jump over to the South African Rand, here, it was doing the same thing. It was working its way down, and it should have been, normally it should be going up if gold is going down. So why are they running away from gold? Maybe an increase of interest rates. Remember, gold and silver and all that are really trapped with the interest rate situation, and so is the Tech 100 or the NASDAQ stocks. That the tech stocks themselves, they're very cash sensitive. They have to borrow a lot of money to function, and so interest rates mean a lot to them, and usually you see that pressure there. And I imagine right now they're running very firm on the upside. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. There's right there. There's Bitcoin future. You see it's lifting up for a second day. Went into the buy yesterday right there. You can see that. Let's make use so you can see that. Let's put it up on J4X too. And he's got that same thing going on where it's been climbing for a couple of days. Excuse me. And you can see the fastest trading up at 81 and the slowest at 58. It's like a, what's that? What is that? It's like 60. That's like a 27% differential there. Over here, you see that there. And then let's go over and look at it here. Bitcoin. There it is right there. Now what happened to that? I thought I saved that. We changed that yesterday. See, so SEP, what are we looking for here? We're moving out of, we're in September, so we're looking at October. No, I guess we're looking at September. Let's look at September. There we are. There we go. And you can see here, it's trying to get into the buy today, whereas on Dukascopy, was that in a buy yesterday? Or 2 days ago? Let's see. 40.69 and 41.809. Is that right? There's today. There's yesterday. There we are. 40.69 versus 41. So it was just in the sell on this. See that there, 41.89 or 41.81 basically. So it didn't go into this buy until yesterday, and you can see the same thing here. The new platform went into the buy yesterday. That they're now they've come to Stuart Varney, and he's talking about the energy prices really hurting. Wow, average price now $4.52. Really, really something here. What else? Quiet day. No one seems to have any questions or anything. So, stock markets are acting well because usually stock markets do well with inflation. They don't do as well with stagflation. So what they're probably doing is they're probably just starting to step up. Markets are actually anticipating 4 rate cuts in 3 months starting in 3.5 months. That's really hard to believe. All right, so now let's take a look at. We looked at gold. Let's look at silver. There's silver. Silver's still moving down. Tried to get into a buy. It's in the weekly sell still. Flirted with that weekly buy a lot this week, and it seems to have failed at it. Over there on gold, same situation. It flirted. Now it's stopped flirting and it's pushing back down again. So then go to copper. Copper's in a buy for 4 days now, and that's interesting. We've been watching the S&P 500. Let me just show you. Let me see if we can get it up on here. Let's see, where's it at? There's NQs. ES is right there. Hot. And so, yeah, we're looking at, it's above the 50 area at this, 44.50. I think we were talking about, let me just put it up over here. Okay, so it's that's the June contract. All right. So as you can see over here, we've been watching that 45.50 area. If the markets can get this product through there and see copper lifting, we think that that's a sign that there's going to be some type of economic positiveness. Seems odd to me. But I've heard some money managers actually talk about it like that. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 165 at the moment, so they're liking the idea of this mild inflation. And here's the S&P 500. There's trading it out 4,540. We're at the highs of the day. You can see that right there. Make that bigger like that. You can see it's flirting with the highs. There's the high of the day right there at 4,539.75. And a lot of participants are watching the type of action we're having in the metals market in copper and the S&P 500, and watching that 4,500 and is it the 50 area, 4,550, and they feel like if it gets through there, there's going to be a lot more buying going on. We know that there's many funds that are underinvested, so definitely there could be some real interesting buying starting. All right, they're staring at oil now. They keep on throwing the oil up on the screen. Yeah, people are talking about AMR as in the next NVIDIA, and as far as we can tell, they are not. They are definitely not. Okay. Hmm. Interesting. All right. From the S&Ps, oh, we were doing metal, so let's just take a look at platinum. Last I saw platinum, that was acting very strong. So you can see silver is down, gold is down, copper up. There's copper right there. And let's see what platinum looks like. Right there. Platinum closed in daily buy 2 days ago. It's doing the same thing, but going nowhere. And the weekly is just minus still. So this is what South African Rand is showing us, is that the markets have broken away from the South African Rand, which is very curious. And the Dow now is up to 193, which probably is pushing us at 43 or 44. Yeah, there it is, 43.75, 43.50. This market wants to push through the 450 area, the 4,550 area. Interesting. Okay, so now from there to metals complex, and did I show platinum? Where's platinum at in this thing? There it is, right there. Yeah, so the platinum's in the buy. All right, now what we'll do is we'll go over to the energy area, since there's no questions, and see what's going on in energies. We know it's firm, that's for sure. Energy markets are firm, and the Canadian is going on its own. I mean, total walkabout. There's no relationship at this point in time with the Canadian, which is moving finally. Okay, look at that. We're finally moving down. I mean, they did it there too, and at this point, and it's in a daily sell there. We're expecting to see that this Canadian dollar should be in like the 26 area, not the, or let's say this, the 25 area, not the 35 area. That's a real surprise, how it's not functioning. So let's go take a look at some of the energies here. There it is. And there's you can see there's crude oil Texas showing strength there. Let's put up on J4X. Let's put Brent up there. There it is right there. It just keeps on showing the strength in it. So both are moving well. And then let's take a look at our math on the Brent. I think that's it right there. No, that's the bond. Let's see. It'll jump out here in a second. There it is right there. There's Brent, September Brent oil. And is that Brent? Nope, that's not Brent either. All right. BZF. See what that is. That's Brent. BZF is Brent. So you can see it's at its highs. You can see it's been in a daily buy for, it's at 5, 10, 14 days in a daily buy. There you go. You can see the weekly buy is not letting go. Now over here, you can see we're something like back in June. We went into a weekly buy. We fell out of it for 1 week and went right back into it again. So we've basically seen all of July and August in buys. At the end of August, it fell into the sell. It's back into the buy just after 1 week. So basically, what is that? That is something like 2, 4, 6, 8. Then we went into a sell. Then 9, 10, and 11. 9, 10, and 11. So it's 10 weeks out of 11 weeks it's been in a buy. And the daily has been very firm. Let's see what the back months are now. 89.60s for front month, and where's that? There? 88.30 for the back month, and the front month is at 89.60. So about that $1.30 and change. Whereas we saw it get as high yesterday. At one point, we saw it during the webinar up around the 152 area. So they're not reaching for the front month as strong as they did yesterday, but it's holding up very well. And again, who wants to sell energy when the U.S. government has decided not to, basically mine it out of the ground? I mean, the world demand is going to just keep on increasing because our president keeps on reducing our production. Very strange. All of it is very strange. All right, so from there we'll go over to natural gas, right there. And let's put it up on J4X. And there's the gas right there, trading at $2.70.50. So it's 70 and a half. Oh no, I guess it's 75 and a half. So that's where we're at. 75 and a half. And you can see here the weekly is the fast is moving up, but the slow has not made that turn yet. Right there, you see that? So they're pressuring the product to get going. And I guess natural gas, not natural gas, but we saw heating oil starting to lift into the $3 area. Let's see if we can find that again. There it is right there. It's at like, I don't know, what is that? Let's see if we can get, can we get heating oil? I bet we can get heating oil on J4X. See if we can put that up there. All right. Let's see. Oil. What's that? Natural gas, light. Maybe one of these. Diesel. Let's look at diesel. Diesel will be good. Oh, that's kind of high. 9.95. I don't know how to interpret that. Well, we can see here on Chicago Quant. Let's see. Let's just go like that. There's the Brent again. You can see here we are at the highs. This thing is not letting go whatsoever. When's the last time we saw these numbers? Whew. That's not good. That all the way back to September of 22. So, see, September 23. Yeah, so we're just finishing off September 23. So that's a year. This thing is really lifting up. They're becoming very concerned about energy in the fall and in the wintertime. Again, it's a very unique period in time, especially with the elections coming up in just a matter of under 4 months. We'll start to see primaries, and if they don't vote, can you imagine if Biden is, if Biden loses some of these primaries out of nowhere, this will be just earth-shattering. Just earth-shattering. There we are. Then from there, we should take a look at the bonds. Bonds went into the buy there yesterday. Let's see if we can get up on J4X. I was really impressed this morning when I saw that. There's the bonds. Yep. Showing that strength yesterday. 40.22, basically 40.21 versus 34. So it's trading real well. They're really the bonds are starting to lift up. And they're going to raise rates at the same time. tell me that the fundamentals have been thrown out the door, and they don't seem to be. It has a lot of people confused about all that. All right. So now, where do we go from here? Did we sold natural gas? I think no. Yeah, we did. We sold natural gas, and so let's put the energy company from Spain on. See if it's making the 27s. Let's see. Not there. Not there. Not there. Not there. Not there. That's natural gas again. I want to get the energy company. I think that could be the that's probably the energy company in Spain. That's it right there. Okay, so it's trading at 27. That's what I was afraid of. It's lifting with the rest of the energy sector, and we can put that up over here and show you where is it at. Right. Where are you at? There it is, right there. So you can see it's been in a daily buy now for 6 days, in a weekly buy for 3 weeks, and that's all it knows is the upside pressure. Now from there, that basically completes the energy view of everything. So we've basically now looked at all the currencies that we follow. We looked at the metals complex, and now we've completed the energy complex. So from there, we did look at Bitcoin, and Bitcoin was trying to turn up. Let's just put it up on the screen again. All right, right there. Let's see if I can kill this volume. Let's see. There we go. So there is the Bitcoin, on a second day in a buy. Maybe the alternative will start kicking up, but then we're also seeing, usually this leads the equity market, and so we're really starting to. Let's show it to you too. It would help out a little bit. Right there. Let's put up on J4X. Let's go right to the S&Ps. So there's the S&Ps on J4X. And you can see them showing lots of buying strength going on at the moment, following the crypto sector altogether. And just watching the 30-year bond going into the buy yesterday, that was kind of surprising. But then the weekly, we talked about it in the beginning of the week. The weekly, you can see the little circle around it. Let's go back to that really quick. You can see the little circle around the weekly. But I thought they might both roll over, but they're not. So the market is, the bond traders are basically saying that they're anticipating, we're towards the end of the road. That's pretty much it. They could get into positions and sit here now for the next couple of months. And there it is. What are we looking at there? We're looking at the Bitcoin. Let's see now. Let's jump over to here and put the there's the S&P 500. You can see that strength coming into today. Let's put it up over here. There it is right there, doing the same thing. The buyers are coming in for this stuff. And the weekly's still just a bit anemic. Let's see what we have here. Right there. No. Right there. And so that's trying to lift up, but it's also playing with the daily sell at the same time. Now, this is the September contract, and we're looking at the December contract, which is the lead month. So that means that more than likely that there are times where a minute can go by and they don't make a trade in the product. So it doesn't always reflect the real action. More of collect up your items and get out. That's pretty much the whole story of it all. All right. From there, we'll take a look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. And right there. That's September, and it's showing the buyers again. And it's trying to show life, and the weekly is still hanging underneath. I thought I changed that to December. Let's try that again. Let's see, December. There we are. And it's the same situation. Buy for a couple of days and then rolling over, and just one day and bang, right into the groove again. So they're really trying to lift up this product now. Then we'll go take a look at the Russell 2000, which is the most speculative of our stock indices. There it is right there, trying to get into the buy. The weekly is in the sell. You can see that down in here. They don't seem to be interested in trying to turn this thing up whatsoever. Let's see, what was that? That is the Russell. Let's see what the Russell looks like on J4X. There it is right there. You see just a lot of pressure on it for the glide down. So when coming to the oh, and let's take a look at NQs too. This is the most speculative, and so if the buying really is going to kick in, we will see this start to lift and outperform in many ways the other stock indices. Now let's put in the Tech 100, which is right there. It's trying to get into the buy. I think it's in a daily buy, actually, to be exact. Let's see where it's at. Let's see, where are you? Right there. Yeah, it's been in a buy for 2, 4. This is the 6th day, and the weekly is trying to turn up, whereas we saw the S&P 500 weekly is still in the minus right there, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average, same situation. It's in a minus right there. So, and did I do NQs? Let's do NQs. There we go, right there. And you see it's been that buy in the NQs for 5 weeks, and it's trying to stay in there today with that turning up. Let's see, there we are there. Yeah. All right, that's pretty much the name of the game here. I guess we got to come up with a title today. What do we call today's market? It is curious, that's for sure. What can we call today's market? What did we look at in the beginning? We started off with the dollar index, and we saw that we were seeing a lot more strength in the dollar than the pairs, and at the same time, interest rates. So this is, again, one of those fights between the Federal Reserve and the investors. The investors fight Fed. That's pretty much investors fight Fed, which is really strange in so many different ways. No one would think anybody would try to challenge the Fed, but obviously they are, and I don't blame them. So this is Doc from North America. We will catch you all tomorrow, which is Friday, TGIF, and we will see you then. So happy trails to you until we meet again Friday. Happy trails to you, to all our trading friends. Later, traders. Have a safe and smart trading day.